Alright everyone, I'm sweating like whatever you want to say, a cow, pig, horse. I'm sweating a lot. I'm hot. I forgot a camera this morning and it's just kind of turned into impromptu, possibly the first day of harvest kind of deal. Omar and Emilio have been washing combines and such, and they have gotten them washed, and we've just been all the crazy stuff trying to get everything going. But anyway, we've got the combine cleaned. We unhooked one header and hooked up another. We hooked up a stripper header today because this field's really thick and it's going to work well. He just pulled off in the field to cut a little sample. We took a hand sample yesterday, or I didn't, somebody did, and took it to town to the mill where we take our rice, and they said that it was good on moisture. I believe it was like 16, which we usually cut anywhere from 20, which is pretty high. We've cut some at 22, 23 before, which is way too high, all the way down to, you know, where you really want it even in a grain bin's like 14. So it ranges different, but this field is pretty dry, we assume. So he just pulled out there to cut a little sample. We pull over here and see if we can get a better view of it. But I had Elena bring me a camera because I had forgotten mine, and I wanted you guys to see that we're potentially gonna be starting off some harvest. Here he is. First thing I see is his tracks are not muddy, which is good because we were worried this field could be a little bit muddy. We do have a tropical storm, hurricane type thing coming, like beginning of next week, so we're kind of wanting to get the stuff that is ready cut. There he goes, right close here. So, harvest is like my absolute favorite time of the year. I love it. I love seeing the green combines out in the field and getting all that going. I like all the logistics and truck driving and grain cart driving, combine. I like it all. But so this is just kind of our initial thing. We're just kind of seeing what the moisture is going to be and seeing if the ground's dry enough. If it is, we will potentially cut some today, and we'll certainly probably cut some tomorrow if everything looks right. It looks like Uncle Mark hooked up a grain cart here. We don't have everything completely lined out on those yet, but this will be our first grain cart to get hooked up and going. Dad's working on grain bins. Dad and Emilio are working on grain bins, getting them ready for us to put the rice into the bins, so that we can dry it down some more and get it all ready to go. So yeah, just kind of a crazy running around, trying to get some stuff done kind of day, but we're getting somewhere, I think. So stick around, I'll tell you the moisture, and hopefully you'll get to see some cool harvest video. Just got back from lunch in Lone Oak. We ran up there and ate some fried catfish at our little appreciation dinner from Ag Heritage. Thank you, Ag Heritage. It was delicious. So I just got back here to the house. I'm gonna take some fish to my family, but the moisture on that sample that was just cut was pretty high, we think, about 18% to 20%. It was kind of unclear exactly what the moisture was. So we're gonna go get our own moisture meter and cut another sample here in a few minutes and run it through there and see what we get. Moisture meters vary some from mills, have them set a certain way because they know, exactly what they want. We have a moisture meter that's set a certain way that we know is maybe a little off here or there, but it's always consistent, so we can tell, if we're in the range that we feel comfortable cutting and putting it in the bin. If we were sending this straight to the mill, then it would be more difficult to figure out because the mill only accepts a certain moisture percentage. But for us, as long as we feel safe enough that we can get it dried down and get it to a stable point quick enough, then we don't really have to worry about what the moisture is. We just have to know for ourselves. So that's what we're gonna go check here in just a second, and I'm crossing my fingers that hopefully we can get started harvesting some rice here in the next couple days, especially before this tropical storm gets here, and hopefully this tropical storm will miss us, but we will see. So that's what's going on now. We'll catch up with you in a second and we'll see where we're at then. Okay, so I just picked up this moisture meter from the shop right here. It's called a Ket. This is what it looks like. So it's I think it's Japanese made, or I'm not for sure on that, don't quote me on that, but what you do is you take some grains. I think this might have made a debut on our video before, when we were checking moisture in the actual grain bins before we started moving the rice out. But so what you do is you take some grains and you get them in this little tray, and then you place them in the meter and it crushes them, and then it reads the moisture from the inside of the grain. So that is a pretty good way to test the moisture, and a way that we can get a fairly accurate average anyway on the moisture of the rice in the field. So Pablo told me to go make a loop out here in the combine and see what moisture we get. I think Dad's gonna come over here and go with me real quick. So it means I might get to drive a combine for just a second, which is kind of fun. So we're gonna grab this, make a loop, take another sample, and see what we get. So that's what we're gonna do now. Here we go. Time for a moisture sample.
Maybe 21. Or 27.8.
Or 27.8. That's very different than... Can I get out here? There you go.
I think it looks a little green.
Well, if it's 27.8, it's green.
I'm just trying to randomly drop some on there without being selective.
Yeah, it's two. It's two.
Okay, let me select some grains that look more ripe and see. I can't even find some that looks more ripe. I mean, it's got a lot of green in it.
So it seems like, though, we always have like a field that we go cut and we're like, oh man, this one was dry like 3 days ago. So I think we ought to go take a sample of the 90 and weigh one, and I guess that's it.
19.9.
On the drier looking
grains.
So I think we should go up there and pull some hand samples, because right on the road the 90 looks much drier than this to me. But that's too high for sure if the cat says that.
Definitely too high.
Because look at all this stuff that got in this cab again. I just worked my butt off on this.
Okay, I'm gonna video Harrison stripping a moisture sample. I'm not walking out there because I'm in my shorts. He has pants on. I'm just here to make sure he does it right. Don't be selective. Get the green ones and the ripe ones.
I'm not being selective.
I love telling him what to do. No trash either, just grain.
Yeah, right.
Make sure you have your screens and your rotor and your fan set right. Your ground speed's a little slow.
Never mind, get back in the truck.
This is fun, I like this.
I think this is enough.
We can just go around all day and I'll watch you strip hand samples.
This is much readier than what we just came from. I bet this is 18.2. Okay?
18.2. That's what I bet.
I got this.
Okay. Harrison's got this. Combine did a terrible job.
Yeah, this is kind of a dirty sample. This is professional work.
It's gonna be 24.
18.2.
I think we're being selective. See how he blew all the green stuff out of it?
Oh, that's not.
He really wants to cut rice.
I do really want to cut some really bad.
What was it?
Pshaw. 18.2. I'm going to get the combine. You get the grain cart. Okay, there's some green grains. I see them. So we're going to leave them. Okay? See that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're going to leave that right there. Okay. What's this one going to come in at? What's it going to say?
20s.
Woo! Oh man. Thought we were gonna-
Average.
You want to know the average now? 19.
Probably about right. Will you
Done?
check the other side of the road?
Yeah, let's do it.
This field looks ready.
Oh, this rock is ready.
But Harrison's gonna grab a sample out here.
Doesn't have yours. It's more material and less rice.
Yeah. Every day when we drive by this one, it seems like it should be ready, but stripped a hand sample yesterday, Shane did, took it to town and it was still a little bit too high. Harrison, I think you need to kind of go out that way. Yeah.
I have more appreciation for a combine now.
What's that?
Because he could have had half a hopper and I only got this much. Okay, so me and Dad took those moisture samples and we decided that that one field up there was ready to be cut. The camera overheated on us, so that's what happened. But Uncle Shane's already up there cutting. I got Omar kind of trained on the grain cart. He's going. We got some trucks up there. I think they've already dumped one load, and Dad went to just get the second load. So I promise I'm going to get you some video and get up there, but for now, me and Uncle Carl are going to hook up this tool called the Kelly Diamond that we use to roll down stubble. So this is it right here. We're going to get it hooked up and try it out. We've got some sharp chains on it right now, which are something new we've never tried in stubble. And we're going to see how that works. If it doesn't work, we're going to put the original chains back on because we know they work. If it does work, then we're going to be happy that it works. So that's what's going on. See you in a minute. Alright, just got up here to the field. Looks like Uncle Carl's going with his Kelly Diamond. Shane's cutting and Omar's dumping. He's dumping it right there, looking good. He's not piling it too high. Looks like he's doing a good job. I'm gonna go out here and see what it looks like where he's rolling down this stubble. See how it's doing. See, we're using a stripper header, so the drum inside the header is just stripping the grain off of the straw, as you can see here. That it leaves all the straw standing. So what Uncle Carl's doing is he's going in and running this Kelly Diamond and getting it to rip up the straw and lay it down so that we can burn it at a later date. Once it dries out good and gets nice and crumbly and dry, we can light it on fire, and that'll get rid of all that material so that we don't have to deal with it next year. Because if we have to plow it into the ground next year, such as that, then we'll have a lot more to do than if we get it burned. So I'm out here driving around, and it actually looks really good where he's driven this over here. As you can see, I'll stick it out here. That's what we want to see, is that nice fluffy straw, because that's what burns good. We can come out here with a torch, light it up, it'll run across there, burn all that straw off. You get some good residue, some good natural material that stays in the ground that helps decay and helps keep your soil nice and healthy. But you get rid of the big giant clumps and all of the excess straw that you have to deal with next spring if we don't burn it. So this is a super essential part of the harvest time of year, because it cuts down on so much work, time, effort during spring planting. So that's what we got going here, and I think it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go over here and drive beside him. You can see what these do. Kelly Diamond always has chains on it that are shaped sort of like a disc blade, but the ones that we normally run are not sharp. And we bought this pair of chains that's sharp so that we could run it and see what it looked like with straw just like this, and see how well it knocked it down. Because in previous years we've used a roller to roll the straw down, then the Kelly Diamond to go back and pick the straw up, which takes 2 tractors, 2 people, and a lot more time. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, and I think it's looking pretty good. This is what straw is looking like here. If you see, you can take your hand and reach down and grab this. That means that it's doing a really good job cutting the straw off and laying it on the ground, which is what makes it dry, which is what makes it burn faster. So I think this method is working really, really well, and I think we're going to be happy with it. So as you can see, these chains are somewhat dull on the back, and these are sharp, and they actually cut the straw off of the stalk, off of the ground. And then the back ones sort of fluff it back up again. That back chain needs to be tightened also, but we'll probably take care of that in the morning. But it's looking really good. I'm happy with the way that's doing. It's a pretty truck too. Try to get you a good shot of the combine running here. Take a video when he goes by and see it looking good while it's still shiny and clean. That's not a common thing. It will get dirty. It's been washed good once, but it will get dirty, so just pull you up here and let you get a good look at it. The next couple videos we'll have some drone video, I promise, but this video was kind of impromptu today. Man, I love harvest. I love seeing a good combine in a field. It's nice. I like it. It's fun. Harvest is the best. It's when all your hard work comes around and you kind of get back going. So, I promise next video we'll cover more extensively the harvest process, but this is all I got for today. It's been kind of impromptu. I'll have drone footage. I'll have the whole shebang. It's going to be good, but this is all I got right now. So, like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you later. Peace. Look here.
You just walk around out there for long. You got your foot moisture in it now.